Starbucks, the largest coffeehouse company in the world, is a name that resonates with nearly everyone. However, few may know of the story behind the success of its former CEO, Howard Schultz. Born and raised in poverty, Schultz had to struggle to make ends meet and even sold his blood a few times during the most challenging times. But it was his unwavering determination and an unrelenting pursuit of his dreams that helped him transform Starbucks into a $100 billion company. Schultz was born into a very poor family and spent his early years living in a tiny one-bedroom apartment in a public housing project. His father, an Army veteran and truck driver, worked low-paid jobs to support his family. When Schultz was only 7 years old, his father fell on the ice while delivering diapers, which led to his termination from the job. The family, with no medical insurance or savings, went through a severe financial crisis, which left an indelible mark on Schultz's memory. The sight of his father feeling hopeless, defeated, and crushed while lying on the couch was one of the most significant defining moments of Schultz's life. To escape from his problems, Schultz would sit on the staircase in his building and dream of a better life. He played football in high school and earned an athletic scholarship to attend college. However, he chose to major in communications instead of sports. To pay for college, he had to work odd jobs and take out student loans to make ends meet. At times, he even had to sell his blood to survive. After college, Schultz worked at a ski lodge and as a salesman, but he always had a desire to work at Starbucks. At that time, Starbucks had 3 owners and only sold coffee beans. After a full year of convincing the owners to hire him, Schultz finally got a job at Starbucks at the age of 29. While on a business trip to Italy, he visited an Italian coffee shop and was fascinated by the experience of drinking coffee. He was amazed by how the coffee shop owners knew their customers and called them by their names while serving coffee. Upon his return to the United States, Schultz tried to convince the Starbucks owners to adopt the same approach, but they rejected his ideas. He quit Starbucks and went on to create his coffee company called Il Giornale. However, he had no money to fund his company, and in the course of a year, he approached 242 people, 217 of whom rejected his idea. It was a challenging and humbling time, but Schultz never gave up. Eventually, enough people believed in his vision and invested in his business. Schultz worked tirelessly to open his first coffee shop, where he could implement his ideas and replicate the experience he had in Italy. After a few years, Starbucks went bankrupt, and Schultz bought the company and became its CEO. He rebranded the company with the Starbucks name and expanded it across the United States. Today, Starbucks has more than 30,000 stores worldwide and a market value of over $100 billion. And so, Howard Schultz, the former CEO of Starbucks, shared with us his advice for a successful life. He urges us not to blame others or wallow in self-pity, but instead to take responsibility for ourselves. Schultz believes that life is a series of near misses and that we should seize the day and accept responsibility for our future. He reminds us to see what others don't see and pursue our vision, no matter how big it may seem. Schultz himself is a prime example of the power of dreaming big dreams. He achieved much more than what he initially thought was possible, starting from scratch and building a $100 billion company. While he cannot offer any specific secret recipe for success or the perfect plan to reach the pinnacle of success in business, he believes that it is quite possible to achieve more than we dream of. Schultz cautions us against waiting for perfect conditions, as we may never get anything done. He encourages us to take control and make a decision, reminding us that we may wish we had started a year from now. So he asks, what is our story?